everyone, my name is Diane McCann, owner of Vibrational Sound Therapy, and I'm delighted to be here today sharing with you some insights into my work. Now, when people say to me, what do you do for a job? And I say vibrational sound therapy, I get a mixture of reactions from, I totally get that, I really understand sound, to haven't got a clue what you're talking about, to that's just a load of woo-woo, isn't it? You know, and it's just such a mixed bag of reactions. So it's going to be amazing today to share with you some deeper insights around vibrational sound therapy and my work, and let you make up your minds as to how you feel about it. The great pioneer Nikola Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency and vibration. Now this is so true. All energy has a vibration and all vibration has a frequency. This includes every single one of us. At this precise moment, we are all vibrating at our own frequency. This includes our brains, thoughts, emotions, bodies, organs, cells. You know, when you actually take time to think about it, it's amazing. We are creating our own unique sound system. When we feel ill, out of balance or just not right, this is because some part of us on a mental, emotional, physical or spiritual level energetically has become dissonant and isn't vibrating at the right frequency. It's similar to if you imagine your body as an orchestra and it's playing a beautiful symphony, and then suddenly one day an instrument either goes out of tune or stops playing completely. This not only affects the symphony being played, but it affects the whole orchestra working as a team. And this will have a domino knock-on effect on your whole energy system. So it's really important that we look after our energy system and ensure that we are raising our vibration and working at the correct frequency for us, because we are all different. So I'm going to share with you some tips, just some little insights into the sound. Now, there's two types of tuning forks that I work with. This one is a pronged tuning fork, so it has the long part here. And this is what we would use to listen to and work with the person's energy. This tuning fork, as you can see, is slightly different. It has circles on the end. So with this one, we would place it on the body, and this sends a really deep vibration into the body. And it's really good for working on pain and muscular areas, as well as giving that deep relaxation. It's very similar to like an internal massage. So when we listen to sound, I'm going to show you here. I've got two tuning forks. Now I'm going to try and show you the sound on the microphone. With tuning forks, they're very intricate instruments to work with. That's why I love them, because they're so precise for working with someone's energy and frequency. But they don't always make the greatest for hearing the sound if you're not in person. So I'm going to have a little go. Let's cross our fingers. Okay. So I'm hoping you can hear that. I'm just going to do it one more time to give you an idea. Now that may come out a bit low and you might not be able to hear it very well, but these tuning forks are amazing, and they actually have what you call like a binaural beat, which is like a click that runs through. So it's really good for the brain waves, which I'm going to start to explain now. So I'm not going to hit the tuning forks, I'm just going to demo. So if we was to listen to sound as I'm demonstrating now, we would have two things happening, which I term rhythm and repetition. And when you, if I just pretend here, when you repeat the rhythm, the sound, what happens is that the brain begins to focus on the sound instead of the stressors that you can have going on. For example, anxiety, stress, overwhelm. You know, these can play big parts in our lives. And what they do is they balance the left and the right hemispheres of the brain. So if any of you have ever had those feelings of being completely overwhelmed, that's when both parts of your brain are not working as a team. So the left part of the brain loves language, and the right side of the brain deals with all of our emotions. And when we find that we get anxious or stressed or overwhelmed, it's because we're working from the emotional part of our brain. By listening to the sound, it creates a beautiful pathway through the brain, and it helps to strengthen the left and the right hemispheres, so that the more you practice and work with sound, the more you are able to actually rewire the patternings within the brain and respond to events, situations, people much more calmly, because you're going to be working from the more logical part of your brain as opposed to the emotional side. So listening to sound is amazing for lots of reasons, and it also induces that deep feeling of relaxation and calm. It also, I was going to think, what am I trying to say here with the nervous system? So with the nervous system, it also calms the nervous system and it soothes it, which is really important because that helps to reduce feelings of fight and flight. Again, you know, it helps concentration, focus, clarity. It instills so much positivity within your life. It is quite simply amazing, and I love working with the sound. One of the things that I look at when I work with sound is the person's aura, which in sound we term it as the biofield. Now, the biofield holds lots of secrets from our life. It's where we can hold trauma within the body, within the outer energetic part of the body. And what you do is, if you imagine the biofield as a tree, and you know when you cut a tree and you've got lots of different rings inside of it, this is similar to how the biofield works. So the very outer part of the biofield will relate to birth, childhood, our earlier years. And as we come through and get closer to the body, we're moving into more current events. Now, when I work with the sound, I work very much intuitively. And what you do is you work with the tuning fork. So you bring the tuning fork through and you detect and you feel areas of resistance and blockages. And you work with the sound and the person's energy to deconstruct the energy blocks, freeing it back up to the system. This is why when some people have sound sessions, they say that they feel clearer, brighter, lighter, because you're releasing dense energy that is trapped within the body, which is really important. You know, we've all heard the saying, holding the weight of the world on your shoulders, being weighed down. That's because energetically you are holding so much within your energy system that it's like housekeeping. You go through and you have to give it a good sweep through and a good cleaning to free up that energy and get it moving and flowing again. It's really important. Now, some people, when they work with sound, like I said, I work very much intuitively. You can also detect blockages within the energy system through how the tuning fork looks and how it sounds. When you strike the tuning fork, I will do it here. I'm not sure how much it's going to show. You might see the vibration here on the tip. Or it may, let me try this one. It may work better with this one. So you can probably, hopefully, don't know, let's see. Might not show up very well on the camera, but you can really see the vibration. Now, when you work with somebody's energy, I've actually seen the tuning fork completely disappear. It's like a lightsaber where it's working with the energy, the frequency, the sound, and it's doing lots of clearing work. It's just amazing. And another way that you can tell the blockages within the energetic system is through the actual sound. So if I was to strike a tuning fork to work with somebody, I can hear the sound. If I place it up against the person's body, the sound disappears. It's like a big suction sound, like a sponge soaking it all up. But when I put it up to my ear again, I can hear it. Now, this is really common when people work from what I term their mental energy. So you're in your head a lot, you're an overthinker, you overanalyze. And when you work from your mental energy, you are really just physically, mentally, emotionally draining your whole energy system. It is exhausting. So as soon as the sound comes in, it's like, give me more, give me more. I need to raise my energy, raise my vibration. So it's like, that's another interesting aspect to it. Some interesting facts to share is that the faculty of hearing is the first faculty to develop in utero, and it's the last one to depart on death. Sound travels up to 5 times faster through water than it does air. Now, our bodies are made up of around 70% water. So imagine how quickly the sound actually gets into our body and starts working. And it works on a cellular level. There is a lot of science that backs this work up, quantum physics. You know, there's studies that show how sound responds to water and beautiful patterns that are made. It's just incredible, and you can be creating that within your body. Simply amazing. Sound is personal to everybody. Everybody will react differently. And this is why when I work with people, I do a very detailed consultation first before we do any work, because everybody is different. They're going to respond differently. They're going to have different starting points. Everyone's energy is different. No 2 sessions are the same. So it's really important that when you work with somebody, you're going in at the right point. If you go in with different frequencies, it can really mess about with someone's energetic system. I work with adults helping to release past hurt and trauma, helping them to become self-empowered and nurture their mental and emotional well-being, creating a happier life. I also run programs for young people, teenagers and children from age 7 upwards, showing them how to release emotions in a healthy way, learning how to relax and develop awareness around self-regulation. These programs are very innovative, empowering, interactive, they are fun, they love them, and it just really helps them to learn more about their emotions and all the other creative and fun things that we learn along the way. The other aspect to my work, as well as specialising in vibrational sound therapy, is I hold a lot of experience and specialist experience around understanding how the brain works in terms of trauma, anxiety, OCD, intrusive thoughts, and a whole host of lots of other things. So I'm able to bring all of these elements of my work, which I term, they are more the conventional methods, and bring in my unconventional, that some may view unconventional, and working with the sound, and I package it and I merge it and I fuse it all together to give people the best support that they can in becoming self-empowered in their lives, which is really, really important. Now, I'm just going to leave you with some closing thoughts. The 3 great elemental sounds of nature are the howling of the wind, the pitter-patter of the rain, the ocean's rhythmic beat of its waves gently lapping on the shore. In our day-to-day lives, we can become oblivious to the sounds around us. And I would ask, if you take just one thing away from this video, is that you just take time to truly tune in to the sounds around you and appreciate the gifts that sound has to offer. Because sometimes we hear, but we don't always listen. And in closing, I want to leave you with this quote, which is really important. The body is made up of sound. The presence of disease indicates that some sounds have gone out of tune. That's a quote by Deepak Chopra. It's really important that we look after our sound system and that we literally, pardon the pun, tune our way to well-being. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you. Goodbye.